Hello, I am Taylor.
And I am Nicole, and this is Glitter and Cat Litter.
And on this episode, we talk about our fascinating experience with getting running shoes, which means we are now runners in some capacity. So,
Yeah.
Look
out, world.
Look, I'm just going to hair flip. And if you are listening, I literally hair flipped. If you like what we're doing, if you like us, if you want to support, you can sign up for a membership to get early access to episodes on glitterandcatlitter.com or the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share it with people. Enjoy.
Glitter and Cat Litter.
Glitter and Cat Litter.
No, we can't use any of this. Taylor said a bad word.
I could.
So this is where it'll start. How dare you? You have a swoop of hair going like this. Woo!
I know it's going to the
I
left.
like it. It's cute.
I'm not going to look at the camera so that nobody knows.
You're cute.
Nobody's going to see it. I don't.
Nobody's going to know.
Oh, you could see it.
I like it. It's fun.
Okay.
I have a photo shoot tonight. And
Why don't you brag about it?
it's not like a big deal. It's a local, well, maybe it's a big deal. I don't know. It's a local magazine. And I'm not even going to shave my armpits. I'm just going to wear a long sleeve.
That's gross. So I have to know that you have unshaven armpits.
They're not bad, but like if it was a studio photo shoot, like they're not bad. I don't need to shave my armpits for general life. Like, you know what I mean? They're not too far. But if it was like a studio photo shoot, I would. Like,
Okay.
but we're going to be outside. But it's also going to be cold. So I'm just going to wear like a button up over my outfit.
How many degrees is it supposed to be when we're over there?
67, I believe.
Oh, ew.
Yeah. And I didn't even wash my hair because I figured we're going to be at the beach. So I should just put it back. It's in a twist right now. So it has a little bit of a curl.
Ew.
So then when I put it in a ponytail, it'll be a little bouncier. That's the goal.
That's so fun. I'm so excited about that. I literally am. I haven't stopped thinking about it since you told me that you were going to do it.
Have we talked about our shoes on here yet?
Nope.
We have not. We have so many exciting things
we've
to talk
talked about shoes on here before.
Yes, but Taylor and I went to a snail's pace. There's an in the beginning.
I know. The website is a little bit more difficult to get to.
Yeah. And they measure your foot. They like do all this stuff. They watch you walk and then they tell you what running shoes to buy. And it was the most fascinating thing that I've done in the past 6 months.
Okay, you slightly oversimplified it because they don't just like look at you. The way you said it makes me think of like there's like these 6 guys standing with like
A clipboard.
clipboards writing notes, and one of them is just going, These are the shoes for you. Like
That would be a really funny experience, but that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. They have like this fancy scanner that takes like, I don't know how it works. It's probably photos of all angles of your foot, and then it can measure the curvature and everything, and it tells you what like the averages are and stuff.
It builds out, like it shows you on the screen, literally your feet.
Yeah, like it scans your feet, and then they put you on a treadmill and they film your walk at like a pretty average pace, so they could see if you're, I don't know what all the words are.
Pronating, or like where you're applying pressure in your foot, if it's falling in or not. So like his foot falls in a little bit as he walks, but it's not bad. It's just how he walks. My right foot, so they can measure like your arch, everything. So I have extremely flat feet. And in my skates, I wear orthotics to build up my arch. But in normal shoes, it's like, I don't. I probably should, but I don't. And so he was like, oh, yeah, you have real flat feet. Like they're at the bottom of the scale. And my right foot is extremely at the bottom of the scale. Like I have 0 arch in my right foot, which I need to try it out today when I go skating. But I was talking to the girls at the workshop and I was like, that's weird because my left foot is the one that I have a really hard time doing inner edges. And when I was walking on the treadmill, he was like, I'm curious to see if you pronate and like fall in on your right foot. And when I walk, I turn my right toe out a little bit, I think to compensate for it so that my knee stays over my toes. And so he was like, wow, that's really interesting. And I was like, I wonder if I do the same thing skating. And I was like, maybe that's why my right inner edge is easier, because I automatically like put the weight out a little bit more in front. I know this is fascinating conversation for you. I may automatically put my weight out in the front on my right, and it allows me to curve easier without falling in. But on my left, I keep it straight and I feel like I'm falling in. So I was like, I'm going to try turning my toe out a little bit more, like applying pressure differently in my toe on my left skate and see if my inner edges get easier.
What does it feel like to be such a professional that you can be like, I'm going to change the way that I roller skate just to see if it makes a difference, and you know that you're not going to fall?
Pretty good. Very good.
Okay. Because ain't no way my life has anything like that. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to change this up. That's like...
That's a lie. You could strum the guitar differently.
That's true.
Yeah, see?
Okay. Well,
liar.
Well, it's not as athletic or exciting in real world terms, I guess. I don't know.
I think
Maybe
that's
it's
pretty
kind of
exciting.
I don't know. It's fascinating for you to be like, yeah, I'm going to try to do something that's... Maybe it's because playing guitar is not dangerous and skating is dangerous. So like, you're like, let me just mess with the way that I do something that works.
But I'm not going to like do it flying down a hill. Like that's the only time I think it's dangerous.
Being on roller skates is dangerous as a whole, let alone the downhill part.
Have you felt how hard those guitar strings are? That's dangerous.
Yeah,
that can
I've had
cut
one.
you.
I've had one break and it goes through my fingy. Remember?
Exactly.
Well, it wasn't
That's
my fingy, it was my
danger.
hand. Remember we told that story on here. I don't know what episode that was.
We should compare danger.
You are in far more danger than I am anymore.
Danger's my middle name. Actually, it's
I
not
used
at
to
all.
hang out at cars and stuff, do stupid stuff with cameras for Super 73. Now I do not.
I used to do zero dangerous things other than roller skating in a skating rink.
Wimp.
Yeah. I was terrified of getting hurt because if I got hurt, that meant I couldn't skate and I couldn't compete and I couldn't win.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I didn't like that. I didn't like the thought of that. So I had never gone skiing. I have never been snowboarding. I've never gone water skiing. I had never gone skateboarding until I was like 17 and I was hanging out with this boy I liked and I wanted to skateboard. I fell down a hill. It was really bad.
you still have a scar from it, right?
I still have the scar. Yeah, I didn't do any other sports growing up. Like when we had to play kickball at school in PE or whatever, I hated it because I was like, number one, I don't want to play. Number two, I might get hurt because I'm competitive and I'm going to try to like do something crazy that I don't know how to do. And number three, this is just a liability. Like I should not be forced to do this.
I mean, you just gave the perfect segue into you running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got these shoes. Back to the shoes. We got these shoes and we started running. And I told, again, at the workshop the other day, I told them that I started running and they all looked at me and went, why? And I was like, I don't have a great answer for that. They were like, you know how to skate. Why don't you just skate? It's so much faster. And I was like, great point. They're like, you also are great at walking. So why don't you just walk?
There's this really interesting term that I think a lot of people have a hard time grasping. It's called exercise.
Yeah. So like for me, roller skating, of course it's exercise.
Not really.
But it is not exercise for my body. My body is like far too used to it. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how like scientifically if that is accurate. Like your body becomes too accustomed to a movement that it doesn't.
I would say that that's very accurate.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. You go do laps at the skating rink and your heart rate's at like 100.
I would say it's far lower than that.
Okay, your heart rate's at 90,
Yeah.
80, right? Your resting is like 50, 60, right? Your heart rate is not even in the realm of cardio and you're like hoofing it. through the skating rink. Like
Yeah. If
doing
I do a routine, like if I did one of my free dance
no.
routines.
We're talking about go
Just
skate at the
skating.
skating rink.
Yeah.
Now go talk to anybody that you teach. They do half a lap. They're doing as much cardio as you do sprinting. Right?
Yeah.
It's different because it's not foreign at all, and it's not effortful.
Yeah.
You're super used to it. Like for me, I guess the closest would be like a bike, like a stationary
Yeah.
bike. But
Well,
like-
when I get you on skates, we'll find out.
I don't know. The like a stationary bike, I have to push harder for longer to get my heart rate up to the same that I can from just going on a leisurely jog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go like way harder and way faster to get my heart rate. I think my average heart rate is like 170 on my jog or run or whatever you want to call it today.
Whoa.
I think.
That's high.
Yeah, let's see. I know. I looked down and I was like, whoa.
That's
okay.
real high.
I was like, hello.
Is
this
that like
called
phase 2 or
exercise.
phase 3?
I'm in phase. Gonna die, baby.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's
That's a
go
little
to
too fast for my little
run.
heart.
Haha. My average was 164. So the first mile was 160 average, and then the second mile was 167. I looked down at my watch, and I was in zone 4, which is 159 to 171 for 15 minutes and 17
Where
seconds.
does it say that? Can I see your screen? Oh, you have to click on the heart rate.
Yeah. So the
I
beginning
wasn't
of
sure if I could reach my phone.
the beginning of my run was nice and dark blue, which is not cardio technically. It's just a little jaunt. Then for 56 seconds, I was in zone 2. Then 3 minutes, I was in zone 3. It's the times I was in zone 3 are all the times that I
Wait,
was.
Mine doesn't show that.
That's all the times that I stopped for a moment. Oh, you can see when Jose talked to me. It was
Wait,
stop
where
me.
do I click? On the heart rate?
No, maybe.
No, because when I
No,
do that.
scroll down. See where it says heart rate? No. See,
Yeah?
click on it.
Nothing happens.
Let me see yours. Give me your phone. What'd you click on?
Right
here.
Wait, how did you get to that?
Literally in your run.
Oh, okay. Heart rate. Oh, okay. Oh, I got up to zone 3 today. Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 minutes.
So what is my zone 4? Yours was like
160. Yours is 160 to
Mine's
172.
higher.
1 BPM. Mine's 159 to 171.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But-
not that different.
Yeah.
There's 5 zones? I thought there was only 4.
All I know is
I think I might die at zone 5.
maybe. I hope not. but maybe.
173 seems like a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even look at this today.
I think we talked about that on here about how I'm afraid that my heart will just explode.
My second mile was faster than my first mile. I ran 2 miles today. It's the
I
first
think
time.
that you're going to enjoy going longer distances.
I
don't know about enjoyment.
No.
But I think you'll do better the longer you go.
I think that I get bored easy with doing stuff.
And
And if I don't have something interesting I'm listening to, then it's really easy for me to not
what
be
did you listen
interested in
to?
it. Well, so Architects came out with a new album, and I was excited about that. I
Is
was
it
like,
too
"Oh,
chill?
Cool. You know what it is? It's a piano.
Oh, I mean, that's great. But like to run to?
Yeah, not dope. Not fun.
Is that
It
what
was-
you did run to
for the
today?
For the first song, yes. And I was like, okay, maybe it's their intro, and then they're gonna play. Architects is a metal band, if anybody doesn't know, and they
But
have
they like deviate from metal. They do
they
a bunch of
have
stuff.
they did an orchestra accompaniment with their album.
Which was so
It's-
cool.
it's
You should
really
look that up.
awesome.
Is that on
Um,
YouTube? Or
I think it's on YouTube.
was it a purchase thing?
You could look at Architects UK. The album, you could just listen to it if you want, but the album is the classical. Oh my gosh, the classic symptoms of a broken spirit.
It's really
Or wait,
cool.
no, that's not the. I'm so sorry. For those that wish to exist at Abbey Road.
There we go.
That's the
one.
that's the one. But so they released another thing, and it's in an attic, and it has a piano as the cover. And I was like, okay, it's like it looks grungy, so it's like it looks metal, like I don't know, whatever. And I play it, and the first song is like very chill. And I'm like, okay. And then the second song starts and it's very chill. And I'm like, oh boy. And then I skip to the next song and it's piano again. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to run here. This is not going to keep me going for this. So I turned on Childish Gambino's new album.
Oh, he has a new album?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
well, sort of. It's the final version of the album. I don't remember what the album was called. It was like that White album that had like a date on it. He finished all the songs. Because you remember how it was like just a bunch of dates?
Yeah.
He finished all those songs, and now this is the full album. And it's all those songs. So
can
like,
we listen to that tonight?
So there's like Algorithm.
Oh, I love that song.
And some other songs that were notable from it. But then there's some that I don't remember at all being.
Algorithm's the one that goes like crazy at the end, right?
Yeah. There's one with Ariana Grande.
When I was teaching Derek Huff at Moonlight, I turned that song on and he was like, oh, this is a cool song. And then at the end, he was like, what's happening? And I was like, oh, it's just part of the song. Ignore it. I listened to Chapel Rose. I think that's her name. Our friend Elle recommended her when we were on the boat. She was like, oh, you got to listen to this artist. I don't know if she's a new artist, but she was at Coachella this year. And it's like, she looks strange and fun at the same time. But she, not to judge a book by its cover, but she looks like someone whose music I would not listen to.
Okay.
And it's really good. It's like very 80s-esque, but like a moody Taylor Swift in the 80s with lots of synths. I don't know if that's at all how I would describe it, but that's how I'm going to describe it right now.
Does she not have an Instagram?
No, I looked her up and then I had to find her through something else. It's Chapel with 2 P's, I think.
Wouldn't that be Chappelle?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, hold on. Not hold on. You can keep talking.
Well, I can show you. Just look it up in music.
Well, I was just looking it up on the internet because you said she looks crazy, so I wanted to see it. Did you say Rose or Roan?
Oh, it's Roan. Sorry.
It's Roan. Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense why I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Close enough.
The picture of her on her Wikipedia is wild.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, she kind of reminds me of Bonavega, but not as satirical or, whatever. But I only thought about it on my way back because one of the songs reminded me of a Bonavega song. And I was like, ooh, on my next run, I'm going to listen to Bonavega. Just go for it.
Run?
Yeah.
Are you going to do his run?
That's not a run. That's like that's a bop.
Well, you could try. You could try to do it.
And if you have not looked up Bonavega yet, you've gotta. You have to.
I love it. It's so wild. It's so crazy, but it's so sick.
So that's gonna be my next run. And if I run with you, I'm gonna just put it on speaker, and we're gonna let everyone hear it.
I never in my whole life expected that I would actually do running.
Do a run.
No, do running, but also do a run. I never expected that. And then our gym is closed for the next
foreseeable future.
It's like 3 weeks-ish now, I think, or a month-ish. We talked to whoever the guy was. He's like the maintenance guy, sort of.
Guy, yeah.
But he said that it's closed for a month. And I was like, well, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get in there. So I've just been working out from home, which is fine. But I was like, but how? I don't have a way to do any form of cardio. And cardio is definitely one of those things that I would greatly prefer to improve.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's one of my weaker points because it could be far worse.
When you started, I think it was one of your weaker points.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But not now.
No, but I was like, but I don't want to take 3+ weeks off of cardio.
Right.
And then one day, I think, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I guess it was 2 weeks ago. I woke up and I was like, what if I just, what happens if I go for a run? I'm like, I've got shoes that I can do it. I'm like, what happens? I'm like, I'm just going to go.
What happened.
I'm going to just go and just see what happens. And so I was like, but I'm going to just listen to my body. And if I can't do it, I'm just going to stop. There's no rules. I'm not I have to go 2 miles or something. I'm just I'm going to go until my body's like, bro, we can't do this.
Yeah.
And so I ran and it was fine, but my pace was like 9 minutes and 7 seconds or something. Like that's my natural pace.
Yeah.
But I made sure that I stretched and I warmed up. I like walked and I did all sorts of stuff before I just like sent it. I know better. And then, and then I got 2/3 of a mile. And then my legs, like my lower quads and my like knees and calves were so swollen, or like they felt so swollen.
You got a pump
Yeah.
in your legs.
So bad that like I felt like I couldn't run anymore. And so I was like, okay, I think this is the point where I just walk for the next, like, I don't know, half mile or something.
Yeah.
And so I walked for a while, and then I came home and stretched a bunch, and my my right lower, like the big like ball part right above your knee on the inside, that muscle of your quad.
Yeah.
And then
That sounded funny, but yeah, I know
yeah,
what you mean.
you know, the one that like when it's built out, like
the one
looks,
that I don't have.
yeah, the one that bicyclists have, cyclists
Yeah, like
have.
I have a big outer quad from
Yeah,
skating.
I have a big
not
inner quad.
a big inner quad.
Anyway,
There's
so,
got to be a better name for that.
yep,
But yeah,
probably is scientific too.
Yeah.
That, and then the ligament, the tendon, whatever is under my kneecap, which I've
Mhm.
never felt this before, was mad, like very inflamed. Like it felt inflamed. So much so that like after I had stretched and rested for a while, I couldn't bend past 90 degrees. And well, I could, but I had to like gently ease into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh boy. And then I talked to Brian and he was like, yeah, that's what happens when you run for the first time and it's just
Ever.
you're going. Yeah. Also, let's clarify that the last time I've run was high school.
Yeah.
Like not any form of exaggeration. Like also not end of high school, like sophomore year of high school. So we're talking like 15 years
ago.
Yeah. And so he was like, yeah, that's what happens. But so I kept stretching and I kept like walking
Uh-huh.
and it's fine. It's totally fine now. But yeah, it was really, really mad. Like I couldn't squat
Yeah.
or like crouch down for like 4 days.
You don't.
But it was the
have-
shoes, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it
'Cause
was
You
it
feel
was a
better now.
The shoes make a huge difference. Like I don't feel the run at all because I got the fancy shoes.
So
I guess
good.
technically they're less fancy shoes. They're just specifically
They're
running
just
shoes.
specifically
Mhm.
and built how they should be for you.
Yep.
I don't think I went too hard too fast.
I do.
That is my method.
Yeah, you go too hard too
Just
fast,
send it.
and then you go, I'm gonna go for a run again, and then your run again is a run to beat your last run's time.
But not on purpose. Like I wasn't doing that on purpose. My natural, like he said, his natural pace is like just over 9 minutes. Mine was like 9, almost 10. It was on the
9:59 is what you said
Yeah.
your natural pace was.
And I did that yesterday, but back to like the first run. The first run, I think I was fine. My hip wasn't too aggravated. The second time, my left hip, like it started hurting so bad. And I'm like hyper aware of my hips. I know that my hips are tight. That's just a common thing in skating. I think because we're in that sitting position, pushing all the time. Like my knees are always bent. They're in that position. Like they're locked in. And so hips are always a thing for skaters that are tight, that get injured. It's a whole thing. So I'm hyper aware of it. And I'm like, shoot, is my left hip like messed up for real? Because that's the biggest thing in older skaters is hip replacements, not knee replacements, hip replacements. And so I know a lot of old people and I'm like, oh no, I'm only 30. How old am I? 31. I'm only 31. I cannot need a hip replacement yet. Like I'm not there yet. And so running, I was like, man, this really hurts. I don't know if this is muscular or if this is like my actual hip is messed up. And then I thought about it some more and I did a lot of stretching and I did some more exercises that actually use the muscles around the hip. And I was like, oh, I don't think my left hip is strong. It's like strong in the way it needs to be strong for skating, but otherwise it's not, because when I think about actual pushing, my right leg is my pushing leg. And like, so that hip is super strong because it lifts the free leg up a lot. But if you think about like dance skating, you're going into the center, your right leg is lifted. You're going out of the center, your left leg is lifted. Around the corner, it's all your right leg. So your right leg is working a lot more than your left. And so I'm like, oh, I think I'm just messed up in that way. Like one side is overdeveloped and the other side is not developed at all.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I just need to get stronger.
Great.
That sucks.
Welcome
it's
to
way better than anything being actually messed up.
Welcome to my entire existence over the last year.
I don't like it.
Welcome to the party. It's miserable until you're there, and then it's great.
I'll let you know when I get there.
Yep, same.
Because right now, I have my left leg crossed over my right, and I'm like pulling my leg to try to stretch it. And it feels like my hip is like separating from itself.
That's so exciting.
I know.
I am just tired like 97.5% of the time.
Taylor's a teenager right now.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, because when I was a teenager, this never existed.
Exactly what I'm saying. You flip-flopped.
So as an adult, I'm a teenager?
Yeah.
Not mentally, just physically.
Physically. Because you're building the muscle that you would typically build as a teenager. When you were sitting at a desk writing music,
Or playing World of Warcraft.
You would have been developing this muscle, doing a sport.
I guess that's fair. But I did play sports up until, well, I guess not in high school. I didn't really play sports.
T-ball doesn't count.
I will slap you. I played baseball until high school.
I'm just being mean.
I know you are, you little turd.
T-ball does count.
Yeah, and then I did wrestling.
I've spent my whole life people telling me that roller skating is not a sport.
Yeah, it's not a sport, okay?
Yeah, shut up. It is.
I played baseball and I always rode bikes and I skateboarded a lot.
Yeah.
So I did all that, but I didn't do anything that like required the gym or like strength training. I was so adverse to. I was like it was the antithesis of me.
Yeah.
Like there was no chance you would get me in the gym. Like football, oh my God, I had to do the summer like in football.
I cannot imagine you playing football.
I hated every single moment of that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Ugh. A bunch of meatheads and so I can't do it. It was so the opposite of my personality.
I can absolutely picture you playing baseball.
If I had the desire to have been more athletic, or to have continued playing baseball, I totally think I would have been able to do it professionally.
Yeah. I didn't know baseball existed.
That's fair. I
wasn't aware.
Well, okay, let me go a slight step back here. Like, I don't think that like I'm good enough to have 100% been in the major leagues, but like I do think that like with how good I am at stuff, if I had actually put any of my energy and effort into doing baseball, I think I could have easily gotten to a point where I could see it being a career.
Yeah.
Like there would have been potential for it. Cause like now I'm like, I'm definitely not strong enough. I'm definitely not like the right in shape in any capacity, especially back then I wasn't either. So like, I don't know, but
you're getting close.
Man, you know, the thought that crossed my mind.
What? Tell us.
I don't know that I like that this.
Oh,
has
now you're
my
scaring
mind.
Me.
No.
What?
No, you already know. I already told you.
Oh.
But it crossed my mind to like when we go on trips to take my running shoes with me to run in places. And I said,
this made me so happy because I was like, oh, I want to do that because I want to like go explore areas before people are out.
Yeah.
Like that sounds so fun.
Yeah. And then I think about having energy to do a single thing afterwards. And I go, right now? Mm-mm.
No, well, right now, what worries me about that is my hip hurts so bad. I'm like, is it gonna feel better ever?
Yeah, but if you give me like a cornetto or like
that's what I'm saying.
Like a good old coffee, quad espresso.
Before the run, during the run, after the run. We're going to be hyped.
Look, I will. Yo, you hit me with like a croissant on a run. I'm in.
Oh, that's a
Just
great idea.
Toss me one, grab, go. Let's send
That's
it.
a really good video idea.
You just don't
I throw
stop.
it at you. Speaking of football, just pretend it's a football.
I can just see a croissant flying through the air. It like a perfect
Spinning weird.
spiral, but it'd be like. Oh,
I need to write that
gosh.
down in my video ideas right now.
Okay, well, we have to go to Nicole's photo shoot now.
Yeah.
So
I got to fix my hair. I got to put it in a ponytail.
yeah, look at how bad it looks right now.
I know. Well, it will
If
at the
you
beach.
if you like our podcast, please like and please subscribe and please, if you want, leave a
Please.
review. Honestly though, just like share it with your friends and people that you like and that you think would enjoy us, and maybe even send it to people you think might not enjoy us. I don't know. That could be fun. It could be weird. They might enjoy stuff. Okay.
And things.
Yeah.
Love you. Mwah.
Cat litter.